Hello all. Today we're working on this this project is going to be a pillowcase. So I have my piece cut here. It's 14 inches square. 14 by 14. And now, so as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but this is a little see-through down here. So I'm going to be putting a backing on this. And then this is going to be the back. So what I do is, for the type of pillowcase that I'm making, it's for a pillow form. This is a project for my girlfriend Ruth, not my neighbor Ruth, just to be clear. Anyway, so now I have to figure out how much fabric I need for the back, right? For it to fold over and overlap. So that's how it's going to be. So we know it's 14 by 14 here. And we need 2 pieces for the back that are 14 by 14 actually. And then what we do is we fold it in such a way to where it all goes together nicely, which I'm going to show you. Okay, I forgot to take into consideration the width of the pillow. And we don't know yet. So I'm hoping that the pillow is no more. I haven't cut it yet. I've evened it all up. This fabric, you know, I got this fabric from the Vermont Flannel Company. It is not flannel. It is cotton. They make other things more than just flannel. It's a beautiful, I think that's where I got this one. Maybe I didn't, actually. Maybe I got this one online. Come to think of it. So I'm going to make sure my stripes are kind of lined up a little bit. It's a wide fabric, so it's very nice. It's a very nice tartan. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to measure the size of our piece, plus we need to add a little bit for the for the pillow width, right? So you just add a tiny bit. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. There's the bows saying hello. I finally figured out what was going on with the bows. It wasn't a problem with the bows. It was a problem with my computer. My computer somehow lost Bluetooth, like completely. It was gone. And I don't know if it was like a bad update. I don't know, but I wasn't happy about it. It was a real pain in the tuchus to get it back. That's for sure. So we just make sure everything is lined up. There's no crinkles or wrinkles. I line up the little stripies. Everything looks good. Hopefully you can see that. Good. Now, okay, so I've got this all lined up. I've got it at 15.5, and that should be 1.5 inches is probably plenty enough, because then it's going to be puffy on the ends too. And I've got this line here lined up just on the other side of this red line in the tartan, and all of these lines line up good enough. So excuse me for having my blade open. Sometimes that happens. I am imperfect. Now, we take that away. Now we have a nice 15.5 inch piece of fabric. And sometimes when the edges don't look all fluffy like that, I will just use the salvage edge. But since these are fluffy, I will cut them off. We don't want fluffy. We're going to plaid on plaid here. Hope I don't get dizzy. Line everything back up neat. I'm gonna take this off actually because it's getting hot in here. Just like the song. My sister sang that song. And I thought she wrote it. I was like, oh my God, that is so cute. We were walking down the road, going to the store. And she starts singing that song. It's getting hot in here. And so, and I was like, oh my God, that is the cutest song. Did you just make that up? That is so inventive. She had me going for a minute. I thought she wrote that song. Turns out she didn't. I'm going to do this one at a time. Not that it's going to matter, actually. I only need one side, so I don't know what I'm thinking. I just have to zip this off. So I want all my lines to be neat. So I'm going to pick a line here in the tartan, make sure it's all square. Line up my lines on here. Yeah, my sister's fun. She's very inventive. I think she stole a lot of her stuff from the TV, though. I hear lines on the movies, and I'm like, oh, that's where she got that from. Oh, she's sneaky, that one. But, you know, whatever. Now, I did consider putting this on here, but you can, as the backing, and then just wrapping it and doing that. But, oh, excuse me, allergies, hold on. I did consider just putting it on here, but you can see the tartan through the fabric, and I didn't want that. So, that's that. Oh. Now, what I do is, I know it looks funny because it's hanging over, but once that pillow foam form gets in there, right, that extra inch and a half, it's gonna puff up, right? It's gonna allow a little space in there. So I need 2 pieces that are 14 inch each. So I'm gonna fold it. Okay, so we have everything lined up. I have these little red lines here lined up pretty close. I mean, close enough for government work. Then we're gonna zip this off. And I know it looks big, but I promise you it's gonna work. It's gonna work. Ooh, I moved. Okay. So that's that. We don't need this anymore. Now, we have one long piece here that we have to cut in half. And this is how I do this. This is a fun trick. So what I do is I line this up on the thing. This, my big roller has these little sticky things on it, which are fabulous. I probably could add a couple more actually, but for when I'm working on other things. They're fabulous. Highly recommend. Line everything up. Then I fold this over and line it up this way to make sure. Can you see? Yeah, you can see. To make sure that I'm all lined up here. I probably could have just left it in half. Then I move this all the way up. Ooh. Right? Now we should be like right on the center of this line. We open it back up. And we know we're right in the middle, and we can cut this. Oh, if I can hold the thing straight. But we know that we're right on this. We're using stripes that are all straight, so we can just zip it right here. opening that would be helpful. Okay, now, plus these are both oversized, so we're good to go. Now they can be sewn to each side of your pillow case. So we're going to line it up, we'll fold it back. Now, some people do a seam down, and you can put a seam down here. You can iron it flat, you know, and I usually give it a pretty good, you know, about 1.5 inches or 2 inches here. I don't just do it like right on the edge. Go in a little tiny bit just so it's not bulky there, right? You want it to look nice. Then yeah. All right. I ironed it. I had to put a little starch into it because this fabric is very, you know, flowy. So this is what we got. We have that side up. We're making it inside out, right? When you're dealing with a tartan or a stripe, make sure that you line up your stripes going, you know, to match. Otherwise, because if you know, with this, I don't know if it really, yeah, it's going to make a difference, because otherwise I could have my green stripes going, I don't know. I think it looks like it's going to matter. So make sure it just lines up, however you do it. So I'm lining up this edge. This you're going to fold back a bit. However far you want it to fold back, that's what it's going to fold back onto itself, right? So this one. Point is that you're lining it up with the outside edge of that. Line up these little red lines. I'm going to pin it together and we're going to test it out. Okay, it's all pinned together, sort of, just loosely. Oh, and I like to check it because, you know, better safe than sorry. I'm going to have to use Jack the Ripper over there, you know. So then when you push it inside out, be careful because the pins. You will have this. And I did it properly. There it is. Oops, I didn't pin that right, but you get the general idea that your seams are going to be on the inside, right? So this is good to go. I can sew this. I'll be back. Okay, so I realized in doing that I didn't leave a big enough hole, so I have to fold this back just a smidge more. And I am going to leave it a little thicker. So I believe there is a rule of thumb when you're doing this to go 3/4, I believe it's like 3/4 of the way over, right? So what you do is come up this way, down this way, place a few pins. I just realized that I'm sewing that and it's a raw edge. I'm so used to doing this with the selvage edge. Oh man. I'm gonna have to unpick. I'm gonna have to pick out a few stitches and redo them. Just a smidge there. I always lock my stitches in because I don't want anything to come undone. I love these. These are awesome. If you don't have a pair, I strongly suggest them. You can grip the fabric and place it exactly where you want with like pinpoint precision. It is a little challenging when it's all puckery like that to get it in neatly, but once the pillow form gets in there, it's going to take up all this extra space that you see, and I'm hoping that she gets a puffy one and it's not like, I like my pillows thin. Take it in. She said she wanted this for traveling, a little travel pillow for positioning, like behind her back, you know, or whatever. They're snowbirds, and her and her husband are snowbirds, and so they do a lot of traveling. And if you do a lot of road trips like I do, I totally get it. So I enjoy the road trips. Funny story. So my sister and I were on this road trip. Actually, it may have been all three. Well, three of my sisters. I have four. Anyway, so it was my turn to drive. And I was like, you got something for my back? Like, some sort of lumbar support thing? She goes, it's lumbar support in the car seat. I'm like, well, it's not doing anything. And so I go and I just say, I'm like, yeah, it's all the way out. She's like, well, I have something, but I don't think you're going to like it. I'm like, just give it to me. I'll take whatever you got. So I lean forward and she puts, I feel her put, she's like, okay, it's in. And I'm like, and I'm leaning back and I'm thinking I'm going to feel some sort of difference. And I said, I don't feel anything. Are you sure? Are you sure you put something back there? She's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, it's there. I told you I had something, but I didn't think you were going to like it. I'm like, well, what is it? It was an eye mask. A little puffy eye mask. That's what she put behind my back for lumbar support. Oh, boy. Good times. Me and my sisters, we get into some shenanigans on the road tripping on occasion. It's oftentimes, many times, a good time. Usually it's a good time. I love my sisters. We do that on occasion. And hopefully we can travel soon together again. My immediate younger sister and I just went over the summer up to visit my girlfriend Ruth, who this pillow is for. And oh, I did it again. I gotta undo this and fold this under, otherwise it's gonna fry. Stand by. Yeah, so my sister and I go to visit my girlfriend Ruth. Here, I'll let you watch me unpick these because it's so thrilling. I have to go all the way back to the other one too, because if I don't, and I got to do that side too, right? This is okay. But this, when the pillow goes in and out, is going to fray this. So this is kind of thin fabric, and you can see it's already fraying. So I really want to be sure that I, you know, do that. Anyway, so my sister and I go up to visit Ruth, and we usually have a good time at her cabin up in Georgia. And this trip, we went to, what's the castle up there in North Carolina? The Biltmore. So we go to the Biltmore. She's like, hey, while you're up there, can you pick up for me? And I'm like, sure, you know, anything, you know, whatever you want. As long as it's not like a fortune, because, you know, no. Anyway, so, I guess I didn't really have to go all the way back there. Whatever. She's like, I want one of those towels that said the Biltmore on them. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know what she's talking about, you know, tea towel. I'm like, okay, so there were a couple there. And, you know, so I picked it up before I gave her a choice. Well, in the Blue Ridge Mountains, you know, cell service is not so great. So I'm like, God, I don't want to be here all day. Which one do you want already? Come on, answer, right? So I'm like, okay. So I took a chance on 2. And of course she wanted the other one. So I'm like, well, this is what you're getting. Because I'm not going back. It's very expensive there. I think it was like $25. And then she's like, I want you to make a pillowcase out of it. And I'm like, sure, I'll do it. So this was last summer, like August, September. Was it August? I want to say like it was August time, maybe. September, something like that. It was beautiful there. It rained like every day. And all the little forest animals were frolicking in the woods. I got some great videos of some deer playing hide and seek with me. Oh, I should post those if I haven't already. I will. I'll post those little videos. All right, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to focus on this thing. Okay, so this is how I'm going to fix it. I unpicked this. Oh, I got hung up on a string. Okay, so this is how I'm going to fix this, right? I'm going to... Yeah, this is... Look how stringy it is already, right? So I am just going to fold this under like this. When I turn it inside out, it's... Is that the right way? Hold on, let me figure this out. Okay, that is correct. So this just goes under. Just tuck, you know, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You just tuck it like an inch. And nothing's going to rub against it because this is going to be like sandwiched. It's not going to be opening. Okay. And I'm out of a bobbin. Okay, I'm back. So what I did was I just filled my bobbin with white thread. It's close enough. This actually has to come back a smidge more. just to get the proper, I know it's not going to show, but still, I just want it to be nice, nice, nice. The right way, yeah. Then, see, I could have just done that this side when I was like, oh yeah, duh, that's all I had to do. Then that's tucked under, so there's no raw edge. And then this, you just move it where it's on lined up. And that is how we fix that problem. I just want to make sure this goes in neat. Okay. Yeah, good. These threads are everywhere. Ooh. Ooh, does that look right? I gotta see this up close and personal because, oh, that looks funky. Oh, yeah. So, when I just didn't clean the threads off of it, so it looks okay. There's threads everywhere because it's just that way. Then on this side, I don't have to take the whole thing out. I just have to undo these few stitches here. Like back about an inch or so. And this one will go the same direction. Okay. Now let's get this right in my head because then it's going to be the same. It's going to be towards this fabric, right? Because when we turn it inside out, it's just going to look like that. I didn't have to undo all this, and I did, and I'm really cranky with myself that I did. I got to do some cleaning. Back at it. Okay, where was I? Was I telling you the story? I've forgotten now, and I apologize. But I try to go see my girlfriend Ruth as often as possible. She's a snowbird and always on the move, so sometimes it's difficult to catch her. But I told her, so I posted a video on Facebook, and she says, "How's my pillow coming?" my pillowcase. Like, oh, you know, it's in the back of my mind. It's, you know, on the back burner, but it's in the front of my mind. So, okay, so let's see if we can. I'll go back over. I don't know if I can zoom out. Can I? I'm not able to zoom out. Oh, the other direction. Oh, no. There we go. Now, let's see what we got. See how it turned out. So this one is you know, same idea. But I got this pillowcase for her. I mean, this cloth with Vermont. Excuse me. I always use the knitting needle. I think this is a 10. Oh, 7. This one's a 7. But anyway, so, yeah, I posted the video, and she's like, how's my pillowcase coming? And I'm like, oh, I've had it cut up for months on my, I mean, really months. I've had it cut up for months on my little, over the door hanging thing where I have a lot of my projects stacked up, right? And I'm like, it's on the back burner, but it's on the front of my mind, I promise you. Anyway, so this is how I do this. And, you know, if you want, you can do a little, you know, the iron-on, what is that? It's a fusible stuff to stiffen up your pillow a little bit, which I may do. I was gonna like quilt the top and stuff, but I think I'm just gonna iron on a little tiny bit of that fusible interfacing, and then just to have a little protection over here. Anyway, so this is how it comes out. Hopefully that didn't make you dizzy. But this is it. And let's see the back. Ta-da! So you have the pocket here, and you can open it, and this will hold a 14-inch form. And all of this puff back here, you want the puff back here when you're doing something like this that you want nice and smooth. You don't want it to be like puffy here, right? You want this part to kind of be smooth. I got a few strings I got to trim. And then the back can be super puff. Cute. Simple. And I don't typically do, I will give this a little bit of an iron, but it needs to be puffy because we're gonna stick a thing in there. I don't have a, what do I have? What can I use? Okay, I have a bag of polyfill. So I shoved a bunch in there. It looks cute, right? It's puffy. And it's closed in the backside. This, I know it's like gappy, but when you get those, she's going to get a pillow form, and they're typically fatter. So I just shoved this in here to show you how it looks. And that's that. Cute. It's a pillow. It's a pillow cover. So what happens is it just overlaps. It's super simple. Super duper simple. Sometimes people put a button here, and you can. You could put a button here to keep this closed if you want. The lines, I did pretty good on the lines. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty impressed with myself. I got mad skills. Sometimes we get lucky. So that's it. Now I've got 3 more to do. We're on to the second one, and on this one I've got a little bit of a bigger seam, so I am trimming the corners. If you have to trim the corners, remember to use curved scissors. Because if you don't, you know, you go right in. This one's a little extra fat. I did the facing on this one, interfacing on this. I did it on the other one as well. It didn't show me ironing. I mean, it's ironing, right? So we know how that stuff works, the interfacing. Just adds a little more body to the fabric. And these are, since I'm working with, different types of fabric, and this one is more like a pastry cloth. The other one was more like a dish towel. Maybe tea towel. More like a tea towel, I think, than a pastry cloth or an actual, like, terry. It's not terry for sure. It might actually just be like muslin. More like sackcloth. If you know what sackcloth is. I think that's more like a muslin-y type of feel. And I like to use a knitting needle to get into my points. Sometimes I'll even, if I have a pair of scissors around, I'll use the tip of scissors. But, you know, sometimes you run the risk of popping a hole. We don't want to pop a hole. We don't want to cut anything. So this is nice, and this is some body to it. I did do the stitching just a tiny bit different. That one looks weird. Yeah. And this one I did with the selvages. So I just tucked them. I tucked them under once, ironed it, and that's it. And I did iron my folds a little bit here. And again, it's pouchy looking because we're going to put a pillow in there, right? Pillow form. So we got to leave room for the pillow. And here we are. This is the Biltmore tea towel turned into A pillow cover, a pillowcase. Let me back up a smidge. Why am I so close? Oh, there we go. And I kind of, I did iron the other ones. I got this cording. Hold on. I got this cording. I was going to use it around the edge and do a decorative little thing, but yeah, I didn't. I opted otherwise, but it is a very nice option just to have that nice little pop of color around the edge. Because I wanted these to kind of be matchy so that she could have them side by side. There we go. And it just opens up like that. Oh. And you put the pillowcase in. I mean the pillow form. And that's that. So there's one. And there's two. And Ruth, if you're watching, surprise, there's two. It's not just one. I think that could be why she's like, how's my project coming? Well, now I can officially say it's done. Let me know when you get to Georgia and I'll mail them to you. There we go. Simple, and they look nice. It's really easy to do. Just you got to remember to add a tiny bit to make room for your cushion, your form, your pillow form's going to go in there. So you got to add an inch and a half, whatever, depending on the thickness of your form. But that's it. We're done. Have a blessed day. Please like, share, and subscribe.